Lesson 43 is titled Parentheses and Division in Order of Operations. We'll also be talking about conversions of units of area in this as well. They didn't mention that in the title. But anyway, Part A on parentheses, what they're talking about here is that you can use parentheses and they designate multiplication. Like if you had 4 times 3, that's the same thing as 4 times 3 like that. Or you might have both of them in parentheses, like that. Parentheses are also used to just group a set of numbers in an operation. And anytime you have an operation that has multiplication, addition, subtraction, and even division in it as well, you do what's on the inside of the parentheses. You do that operation first. So that's another important rule to this algebra game here. Simplify within parentheses first. Make sure that's your first step. Now if you had division and multiplication in there, say like you had this example here, 3 times 15 divided by 5. Well, what do you do first, multiplication or division? The way you do this is you read it left to right and you do the operations as they come up. So multiplication would be first here. And so you'd say 45 divided by 5. And that would equal 9. So you do them from left to right in the order in which they occur when you have multiplication and division together. If you have an operation that has multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction, all of those things in it together, just follow these steps that they have in 43B in the middle of the page on page 123. First, like we said, do the parentheses first. If there are parentheses, of course, you do that first. And then proceed from left to right doing multiplication and division in the order they are encountered. And then number 3, proceed from left to right doing addition and subtraction in the order they are encountered. Part 3 there, I might do that a little bit different. I usually add in pairs. Let's go look at practice problem A and B. Okay, in practice problem A, they say to simplify that. So let's just write that down. 4 plus 10 divided by 2 minus 3 parentheses 6 minus 4. Okay, remember we simplify within the parentheses first. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll have 4 plus 10 divided by 2 minus 3 times 2. Remember that indicates multiplication there. And now we do our multiplication and divisions as they occur, reading from left to right. So we'll have 4 plus 5, 10 divided by 2 is 5, minus 3 times 2 is 6. Now add in pairs from left to right. 4 plus 5 is 9, minus 6 is 3. If you aren't doing your problems vertically like I do them on these, you really should, because it helps line things up and you can kind of see clearly, or a little clearer anyway, what operations you're doing. You know, the 4's all kind of stay there, and then this is what's happening with the 10 divided by 2, and then this is how the 3 times 2, what happens to that. You can see that a lot more clearly if you do it in a vertical format instead of horizontally across your page. Let's do B now. We'll write that one down. And actually on this one I'm going to do the parenthesis operations mentally because they're pretty basic. So we can just go left to right. 5 plus 10 times 6 minus 2 times 6, because 3 times 2 is 6 inside parentheses there, minus 2. Okay, now go back left to right, do multiplications first. 5 plus 60 minus 6 minus 2. Let's add in pairs. And actually that was a minus 12 in there, not a minus 6, right? Because we had minus 2 times 6. So we have 5 plus 60, that's 65, minus 12, minus 2. 65 minus 12 is 53. Minus 2 equals 51. Let's do one more of these. Let's do number 24. On this one I'm going to do even more mentally than the last one instead of writing it all out. So we have 7 plus 6 times 3, that would be 18 times 2, that's 36. And then plus 3 times 11 minus 2, that's 9. 3 times 9 is 27. Okay, so we've done all that multiplication in our head. So now let's go ahead and add. 7 plus 36 is 43, plus 27 equals 70. Okay, well now let's go back and look at part C on conversions of units of area. Now at the beginning of part C it says that 2 unit multipliers are required to convert units of area, as shown in the next 2 examples. Well, why do you think that is? Why do you think you have to have 2 unit multipliers to convert units of area? Well, think about what I've written up here on the board. Area has units of length squared. Like if you do the area of a rectangle, you do length times width. Area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. It's length times length. Okay, so just think about that. Length times length. That equals length squared. Okay. Likewise, if you put a unit on that like feet, feet times feet equals feet squared. Inches times inches equals inches squared, and so on. So you have to have 2 unit multipliers when you do area conversions. And the main reason is because the units are squared. They're inches times inches, feet times feet, etc. Let's just go ahead and do the practice problems, and you'll see what you have to do here. Look at practice problem C. It says use 2 unit multipliers to convert 500 square inches to square feet. Okay, so like any unit multiplier problem, the first thing you do is write down what's given. 500 square inches. So we'll just say 500 inches squared. Okay, and instead of writing inches squared, I'm going to write inch times inch, just so you can see a little more clearly why we have to use 2 unit multipliers. Okay. Now remember, they're called unit multipliers for a reason, because everything is multiplied. They're also called conversion factors, because factors are things that you multiply together. So write down your 2 sets of parentheses for your 2 unit multipliers, and you're just converting to feet. Well, you know that there's 12 inches in 1 foot, so you can say 1 foot per 12 inches. But you still have one more unit multiplier. What are you going to do there? You've already got your conversion, right? Well, wrong. So you've got inches times inches over there, so you need 2 of the same unit multiplier. 1 foot over 12 inches again. Okay, now you can cancel all your units, right? Before you couldn't. Inch over inch, inch over inch. And so you're left with feet times feet, or feet squared, as your units for your result. And so your answer, you will write 500 divided by 12 times 12. Feet squared. And that's your answer. Let's go ahead and do D. Convert 2,000 square centimeters to square meters. Okay, so write down what's given. 2,000 centimeters squared. Okay, we need 2 unit multipliers. There'll be 2 of the same unit multiplier because it's area. Okay, we know that there's 100 centimeters in a meter. We're wanting meters, so we need the meters in the numerator. 1 meter over 100 centimeters. And we do that twice. Okay, now centimeters squared is the same thing as centimeters times centimeters. And so both of those cancel because we have centimeters times centimeter in our denominator. And so our answer there will be 2,000 divided by 100 times 100. And the units are meters squared. Meters times meters is meters squared. Now, like I've been telling you, you can leave your answer like that. For some reason, in their answer keys, they're pretty inconsistent as to when they want you to leave it like we have it here, or when they want you to multiply it out. Like this one in the answer key, they multiplied that out to 0.2 meters squared. If they do, just use your calculator to check your answer to make sure you've got it right. But you can just leave yours like I have it shown here. I think that's fine. As long as you've got your units right and the numbers in the right spot, that's all you need. Why don't we do one more unit multiplier problem? Let's do number 28 in the lesson. Okay, this one says convert 5 square feet to square inches. Just like in all unit multiplier problems, write down what's given first. 5 feet squared. We're converting that to square inches. We need 2 unit multipliers because it's area. They didn't tell us, but you should know that you have to have 2 of the same unit multiplier because it is area that we're dealing with. So feet to inches. 12 inches in a foot. Inches needs to be in the numerator. Feet in the denominator. Okay, so feet cancel there, there, and there. And we're left with 5 times 12 times 12 inches squared. Okay, well that's all for lesson 43.